market is not great, so you are supposed to like jump at every opportunity you get. I think Apple and TikTok had already listed their jobs in July for next year summer. So essentially like 11 months in advance,
Yeah.
they were opening their roles.
Meet Vignesh, who came to United States to pursue his master's in engineering management from Purdue University, and within 3 months of landing in United States, he got his interview calls from Microsoft, ServiceNow, and Cummins for product management role where he had zero experience in it. In fact, he comes from software engineering background, but he shares in the podcast how he was able to pivot his profile, LinkedIn, and resume for product roles, which led him to getting his first internship offer from Microsoft for product management. He also shares all the resources he used to crack the complex 3-hour Microsoft PM interview process and his entire internship experience, which converted into a full-time job offer. How the heck everybody has co-op?
Especially in Purdue MEM, the fact that you can start your co-ops right after your first semester. I had an Excel sheet with the list of companies I was going to talk to and interesting facts about them, the roles that they have open, apply to them if possible. That helped me, and I got an interview from Cummins.
What is the typical like salary range for Microsoft internships?
It's between $50 to $60 an hour.
Wow, that's $8,000 per month, and
Yeah.
you do 3 months, so that's roughly 24,000. Vignesh, you landed in 2024, which was the worst job market ever, where companies were rarely hiring international students. But in your case, within 3 months of landing in United States, you got, Microsoft product management internship, which is extremely hard. So how the heck did you do it?
Yeah, first of all, like, lovely to talk to you. And of course, like, I do understand, like, when I came in back in fall, I was wondering, okay, the market didn't really improve as much as I thought it would by the time I got there. So I just primarily focused on two things. Firstly, was the volume of applications, like apply to as many companies as possible. And secondly, applying to the companies on the day the job got listed. So that's something I started little later. I realized probably I should have started doing it a bit earlier, but I did realize that okay, it does make a difference if you're applying to a job when it opens. As soon as it opens, you're supposed to like just get on right away and like apply for a job. And the calls I got also were from the companies that I applied to on the first day. So that I feel does help a lot. And in that particular job market, how it was last year, I realized that the number of PM openings were not a lot. So it wasn't just about focusing your job search on just PM. I realized that I need to expand a lot more on other kind of roles like program management, business analyst, and other like associated roles which I felt would probably work for me. And I was just probably lucky enough to get a offer from my top choice company for a PM role. So that kind of worked out well.
Mm. Okay, so to summarize, like, I mean, if the one takeaway is like to start early, like from day
Yeah.
one, and you applied the day the job was listed. So would
Yes.
you say like within 24 hours?
Yeah, within 24, I think within 4 hours, I would say, in my case. And I was just lucky enough to notice that a friend of mine, she pointed out that the job what got listed, and if not for her,
Mm.
probably I wouldn't have noticed it because in LinkedIn, a lot of these job openings come like 2 or 3 days after they actually open. So
Correct.
sometimes it's just down to luck if you are able to spot a particular job being opened on a given day. And also there are other job portals where you can probably look at these openings come up earlier,
Mm.
and that would kind of help as well.
In your case, were you like, was Microsoft one of the companies that you were like checking every single time, or how did you got to know as soon as it was posted?
Yeah, so mine was like a funny story. Like I wasn't really checking as much. I wasn't aware that about the fact that okay, LinkedIn actually posts like a couple of days later. The
Mm.
first month of me applying for jobs actually was just through LinkedIn, and I got to know much later actually that it actually comes like much later than actually the job when it gets posted. So that was the day of our career fair at Purdue, and I was going on the bus to the career fair with a friend of mine,
Mm.
and she told, "Hey, the Microsoft job opening has been listed out today just now, so probably
Mm.
you should apply for it." So I applied for it right when I was in the bus going to
Mm.
the career fair, and Yeah.
And there is another argument that people make is that should we wait to tailor our resume? Should we wait to like find a referral? Should we wait to do XYZ? Like, in your case, did you just filter out all of those things? Like, or did you have the resume already tailored for PM position so that when that happens, I'm just gonna apply, but I'm not gonna wait for referral or anything?
Yeah, yeah, it is kind of a trade-off. For some people, they would say probably a referral works, but and even in my case, I felt I could have probably like reached out to someone because I did have a lot of friends working in
Mm,
Microsoft. But
mm,
getting a referral would probably mean that you end up taking like 1 or 2 days, and by the time they reach back, you would probably be much late in the game.
mm,
So I felt it's better to just go ahead as soon as it opens. And also in terms of the resume, uh, we were already like in a good shape. Like most of my batchmates and I, we had like a lot of sessions with our program folks. That by the time the job actually got listed, our resume was in a shape where I could actually apply for PM roles, and I was pretty confident that something would click. So and thankfully it did.
Okay. So I obviously you said when it was the career fair. So I met you at the
Yeah,
career fair. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, right during that time, I was there.
yeah,
So you had applied the night we were hanging out for.
yeah,
Okay, but when you say like the program had already prepared, so you're talking about Purdue MEM program.
yeah.
What kind of preparation? Like, is it like because you literally just landed 2-3 weeks ago, so in that 2-3 weeks they prepare you for resume, LinkedIn, everything.
Yeah, so we do have like weekly career development sessions right from the day we land. And also we had our career advisor Katie who was giving us like one-on-one sessions on reviewing our resumes
Mm,
and helping us ensure that we are in the right place at the right time
mm,
to apply for these jobs as and when they open. And not just them, we also had like our batchmates helping us out. And I had like quite a few of my friends looking at my resume, giving pointers on what could be improved, and that did help as well. So it's like
mm,
a culmination of both the program folks as well as my batchmates.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. Did you? I know you didn't have any PM experience. I remember that. But did you have any work experience back in before you came to United States?
Yeah, so I worked at Visa in Bangalore for around 3.5 years in the
Mm,
big data space. So most of it was just the back end development. So
mm,
not really PM experience per se, but I did lead a couple of products when I was working there, and we did not have a PM per se back there. So
mm.
in that sense, I did have like a lot of freedom and direction I could work on. So primarily
So
dev experience, but no PM as such.
yeah, and I can imagine all the people who are listening to this or watching this are already like, okay, wait, he's a software engineer with 3 years, 3.5 years of experience, converted his profile to be a product management. We also want to do this. How the heck did he do that? So how did you transformed being a engineer in like because you didn't have product experience. So how did you like convey that you are a product person?
Yeah, so like a lot of credit goes to my work at Visa for that. Like in my case, like the fact that I got opportunities to like lead products when I was working there and like small teams that ensured that I was in a like right frame to present myself as a product manager because they don't necessarily look for people just with prior product experience. If that were the case, no one from a non-product background can ever make it. So what these teams are looking for is someone who displays the traits and qualities that a PM should have, like
Mm,
managing small products, small teams. Even that could be enough to show that okay, this guy has the spark to probably make it as a product manager.
mm,
So in that sense, it's all about how you present yourself in the resume. Ensure that you talk about things you led or managed and designed so that you can portray yourself as a person that actually has the key traits that a PM needs.
mm.
So once you do that, I feel like yeah, you should be in a position to convey to the recruiter that okay, you're the right guy.
Okay. We'll probably double down on this part of like how did you do it, but before we do that, when did you start? Like it sounds like you started the day you landed for your job hunting process, or was it even before coming to United States?
Yeah, actually, it was before coming to the United States. Because we did know, okay, the market is not great, so you are supposed to like jump at every opportunity you get.
Mm,
So we had actually started working on my resume like quite early, probably like June or July, and
mm.
some of the job openings had already opened up. Like I think Apple and TikTok had already listed their jobs in July, and
Wow.
I wanted to ensure that okay
Next year summer internship.
for next year summer. So
Mm.
essentially like 11 months in advance
Yeah.
they were opening their roles, so I felt like I need to apply to these as soon as possible. So that is when I started it, but again those are just a couple of companies, and after that when I came to the US we had like a week of orientation and another week to settle in, and I think around the fourth week of August is when I actively started applying like
Mm.
aggressively.
Mm. Let me ask you this. Do you have a clear job hunting strategy to get an internship or full time job? Most people don't, and it's costing them opportunities. I've helped over 1100 students with their strategies through my ultimate job hunting course.
And trust me, I'm not even kidding. I could see so many recruiters viewing my profile.
And it's been the best investment I've ever made.
The content is incredibly practical, filled with tips and strategies that make you stand out to recruiters.
It was one of the best courses that I have done till date.
This course covers everything that you need to stand out. You will get ultimate resume course, you will get ultimate LinkedIn course, networking strategy, access to 1100 plus job seekers for support, and personal support from me through WhatsApp group. I will walk you through every single step that you need with real examples and the tools that will give you an edge. I don't want you to miss any other opportunity to land your next job or an internship. And there's something about Purdue MEM students. When I was there were all the students who were either had an co-op or were in the process of getting co-op. And even after, like, I met few of them in April in San Francisco when Eric was here. What is the magic sauce? Like, how the heck everybody has co-op? Like, does Purdue MEM play a role in this, or is it the cohort quality? Is it the peer? What is it like in your opinion? Like, did the name brand help? Like, oh, because you are Purdue, that's why you're getting interview calls, or is it the program's effort to get you ready for that?
Yeah, I would probably like break that down into like three different things. Some of which you already mentioned. Like
Mm.
firstly, again, the program at Purdue is like very driven. The folks who are running it, like Eric, Karen, Katie, they're all like very driven to helping us succeed in our career. So they take as much pride in us succeeding as us. So and they were really supportive as well. Like they were there with us every step of the way. If we ever needed to like have like one-on-one sessions with them, they were always there for us. So that did help us and provide us like a sense of support throughout our journey here so far. And secondly, of course, the batch is extremely driven and ambitious. All my batchmates, they were very driven towards like securing co-ops. Like especially in Purdue MEM, the fact that you can start your co-ops right after your first semester means that let's say you come in August of 2024 and you know that the co-ops are starting in Jan of 2025. You will have like just 5 months to apply. It's not essentially that you're looking for a summer internship. You're looking for something that's right in Jan and you just have 5 months to go and search for it. So
Mm.
that essentially means that you want to apply right from the moment you come here. And for sure, I can say with confidence that the amount of applications that my batchmates and I did were like pretty insane, to be honest. So that does play a role. More the
Mm.
volume of applications, more the chances of you getting a call back. So that also did play a role. And thirdly, in terms of the brand tag, so I do believe that successful interns in the past in a given company kind of set a precedent.
Mm.
So let's say I can take the example of Tesla. A lot of people, like not a lot of people were being hired in the past, but slowly when some given intern does well, they'll be like, okay, someone from Purdue is doing well, let's go back and hire again. That kind of sets a pipeline for both the company as well as the program that,
Mm.
okay, they can keep coming back and hiring more people So even in the case of Microsoft, one of the students from industrial engineering, Mayur, he got into Microsoft in the summer of 2024 as an intern, and he converted that to a full time. So that I would believe that that did play a role in them again calling more Purdue folks in the next batch. Three of us got interview calls and converted it into internships. So I do believe that kind of sets precedent. And even for the next batch, which is here, the fall of 2025, already a couple of them have got interview calls from Microsoft. So
Wow.
that kind of sets the ball rolling for companies to keep coming and hiring. So the brand does play a role, is what I would like to believe.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. So, and this is probably like a slightly off topic, but because you mentioned that even 2025 batch, which is probably just a month old, we are filming this in September, so they came in August, and they have interviews. We've been hearing so many news about, like, companies not wanting to hire international students, or there's like a hold, but yet somehow Purdue students are still getting interview calls.
Yeah.
So, uh, is that true?
Yeah, like it's probably the fact that the companies which are hiring, like from Purdue especially, they're thankfully like more open to hiring international students. So
Hmm.
I do get that the market is not great, and there's still a lot of students who are like trying to look for jobs and not been as successful.
Hmm.
So it does play a role. Okay, if you are at Purdue, probably like these companies like Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon Robotics, there are quite a few companies that do come and hire, and they are receptive to taking in international students.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't generalize it overall, but I do believe that yeah, being at the right place does play a role, and also ensuring that you have the right people around you. I think Purdue has always had that environment around, which
Yeah.
helps ensuring that you would want to give your best. You don't want to be left behind.
Yeah,
You
and it's
wa-
interesting from an MEM perspective. It's not just product people, like it's supply chain, it's
yeah,
also industrial, it's like battery, like
yeah,
a lot of Tesla people are in the battery space.
yeah,
You and Tanvi, who I spoke to, are in product space. So it's like a very diverse cohort.
yeah,
But let's say if someone who's in India right now and they are your relative or your friend, they're asking you, "Hey Vignesh, I really want to be a product person, or I just want to come to United States. I want to pursue MEM. Should I come to United States? Not necessarily Purdue, but should I come to United States? What is the advice are you giving to them? Like, are you saying that, yeah, absolutely, no, wait, get experience? What is, like, if you were to give advice, what advice are you giving?
yeah. My advice is just my opinion. I would like to
Yeah.
just put that out front. So I do believe that okay, at this point the market is really tight. So it's not necessary that you come to the US and you're like assured like a short job opportunity. There's always like a risk factor associated with it. Like even when I was coming in, I knew that okay, I am taking a gamble. I am taking a risk. It's not a certainty that I'm gonna get the role of my choice. So in like even if I look back, things could have like probably played out differently where I didn't get an internship. So it's not a necessity that if you're coming here, you are expected to get a job. It's more how much effort are you willing to put in. Ensure that you talk to people, network with people before making that decision. It has to be as informed as possible, especially with the things that are happening right now. You need to know like what's your bigger picture, like how long do you want to even work in the US for. Like everyone has like different aspirations when they
Mhm.
talk about coming and studying in the US. Some
Mhm.
of them just come for the exposure, some of them come looking for jobs. So
Mhm.
based on what you are wanting to do, you need to have like coffee chats with people, network with people, and don't just come here just because you see okay certain people are getting jobs. You would have to make an informed decision on the fact that can you do it, like
What did they do also is important, right? Like,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, the
yeah,
people will see that, oh, Vignesh, 0 PM experience, got the PM job.
yeah,
But the amount of work, I remember sitting in the restaurant and like talking
yeah,
to you, not restaurant, but like,
yeah,
cafeteria, and talking
yeah,
to you, and like the amount of hard work all four of you were putting, it was is mind blowing. So I think it's not just listening to your consultants see in
Yeah,
India wanting to send you to United States because they make money, but do your research is what I've been also suggesting.
yeah.
What about work experience? Should people come with work experience, without work experience?
Uh, I would be biased towards like having work experience because it does hold you in a better stead when when you are in compare yourself with other students who are applying for jobs. Uh, there are people who do get job offers like without work experience, but in the current job market, it's better to have that safety net of a work experience
Mm,
behind you because that does help like get you offers. But it's not
mm.
necessarily that uh, like let's say you don't have work experience, it's more difficult to compete with the other people. It's
Yeah,
end of the
and how
day.
are you gonna put it in resume, right? Like it's gonna be
Exactly.
harder for you to convey the skills that you have already done this type of
Yeah,
thing. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, sure, you can put some projects, etc. But in this job market, it's extremely brutal.
yeah. It's always just safer to have a kicks and come here and just to ensure that let's say MEM is a program that doesn't necessarily is not necessarily here for a PM job market as such. So you can technically apply to even your software roles, supply chain roles, program management. It's like a basket of every possible role that's available in the US job market that you can apply to. So I always give this example of MEM is like studying physics, chemistry, math, and biology in 12th. You can either become an engineer or a doctor if you take both math and biology. MEM is like a similar thing where you have both engineering as well as management. You
Mm,
can end up like going in the engineering track or like pivot to the management track. So it gives you a lot more jobs that you can apply to, and having prior job experience in a given domain would ensure that okay, let's say if PM is not working out, you can always fall back to the software option there and try for
mm.
like software internships. So yeah.
100%. Yeah. This is probably a philosophical question because you just landed in United States, you started applying. How is the job hunting process? Is it like lonely process? And how did you like? Was it discouraging to you when you applied and you didn't get interview calls? And like, how did you encourage yourself to keep going?
Uh, I wasn't really lonely or homesick per se right from the moment I got to the US, mainly due to the fact that I had like a very good friend circle right from the moment I landed in the US. In fact, it was before landing in the US, we had actually like quite a lot of us had met up in Bangalore, the MEM folks, and we had like a dinner and got to know each other even before coming here.
You came to
And
the my event in Bangalore, and that's
yeah,
how.
yeah, I should call that out. Yeah, we all met each other in your event, and then
Yeah.
went and hung out with the other folks for
Yeah.
dinner. Yeah, shout out to you for that, for making that happen.
Yeah.
So and that ensured that okay, we already had like quite a
Mm.
good friend circle right from the moment we before we come to the US. And in fact, I think in our flight to the US, I think 25 to 30 of the MEM folks landed together.
Oh
So uh,
wow!
it's not really that I am by myself in a different country all alone.
Interesting.
So I think we that kind of like broke the homesickness factor for me personally.
But how, like, I've also heard the other side of the story where, in your case, you were extremely lucky to find your
Yeah,
tribe and people who, like, understood you, wanting to help you. Like, your friend suggested, like, hey, Microsoft internship is open, you should apply for it.
yeah,
But I have other side as well, where people are insecure. They don't want to share. They don't want to tell you things because they feel like if they share things with you, you will take away their job.
yeah.
Mm, did you face that, or like is that like you chose your group wisely?
Uh, like I didn't face it personally. I mean, I could say I faced it if I look at it from a bigger picture, but not
Mm,
necessarily within my tribe. Like
mm,
we all applied together, and they like it was not. It's about the fact that there's not a one role which is meant for you. There's always like better pastures ahead. Like let's say you don't get a given opportunity, it's always that there's something else knocking at your door later. That's the mindset to go with. It's very difficult to sustain in the US if you take the other approach of okay,
mm,
how's this person getting, why am I not getting? that kinds of sends you down in a wrong spiral. So just ensuring that you have the right set of people around you and helping you out. Like in fact, for my Microsoft interview process, I think I was holed out in a room applying all day long, and then my friends were there always to support me. They conducted mock interviews and helped out every step of the way. So if you have those people around you, it definitely makes it easier. And let's say you are not a person who has that, I would recommend like you get one, because it's very difficult to do everything by yourself. Like you can't possibly find every job opening that's coming out just by yourself. You always need to have like a group around you to help you out, because this it's not an individual game that you're playing by studying in the US. It's actually a collaborative effort. You are supposed to take every help that you get. So yeah, big shout out to Mukul, Jaisal, Pavan, Mahesh, Adrit, Shweta. So
Nice.
just they have played a huge part in my journey in the US so far.
And
So
all of them have a job. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
co-ops.
almost yeah, everyone has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, amazing. Cool. Okay, let's go more tactical. I was very excited. I sent it to my job hunting community, and I said, like, "Hey, I'm interviewing this engineer who got into PM and had zero experience. Like, what questions do you have?" So obviously, a lot of people send me their questions, and one of the questions is like, "I'm also an engineer, but I don't know how to position myself on resume and LinkedIn without PM experience." So maybe this is more tactical answer. I've already asked you, but if
Mhm.
you were to like give like a master class, like, okay, here's how I did it and here's how you can do it as well. So like some actionable insights if you can give it to them.
Yeah, I could probably talk more from the tech sector, like the tech PM roles,
Ah,
because that's what I position myself as.
mm,
So, my even till date, I feel like my resume on LinkedIn is still more technical than that of a
mm.
uh, PM person. So,
Like
but
a core PM or a growth
yeah,
PM.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have that experience to position myself that way.
Mm,
But one thing I had noticed was that, especially since 2023, when generative AI has been like popping up a lot, so I felt like there's already a shift happening in the way people are incorporating and leveraging AI, so, and in their daily tasks. So if you look at it like from the next 2 or 3 years, every PM is probably being expected to leverage this in their day-to-day work.
yeah.
So ensuring that you have personal projects where you actually leverage this and put that out in your resume definitely would help. So having experience working on this, let's say you can take part in hackathons. It's not necessarily that you just do something off your regular routine. You can take part in other events, hackathons, where you can probably position yourself as someone who is in a good place to take on and leverage AI in your day-to-day tasks. PMs nowadays are not necessarily just giving out like a product roadmap or product requirements to your engineers. They are being expected to build like functional prototypes,
Yep.
and then the task of the engineers is then to scale it and make it work in production. So you're not really just a PM anymore. You're like a mix of different roles. So it's better to position yourself as someone who is capable to
Mm,
take on those tasks and present yourself in that way in your resume, so that they find out, okay, hey, this person is capable of managing a team, capable of managing a product, and
mm.
that would help in a long way.
So how did you do it? So you talked about what
Mhm.
you did, but like how, maybe give an example of like,
Yeah.
okay, here's how I presented myself as a technical PM.
Yeah, so in my case, like I was working in the big data space
Mm,
back at Visa, and there I was working on something called Apache Spark,
mm,
and that was a product which I was working on back there, and I got the chance to like build products and have like complete ownership on what I was building. And they also had like actionable and quantifiable impact. So the fact that I had some of those points on my resume where I actually could say, hey, I designed end to end and made the roadmap for how this is supposed to work, and that resulted in X amount of growth.
mm,
Though I think almost all my points in my resume were quantifiable to the fact that okay, they can see this person took ownership on a given product, and they were able to also quantify it in a way that's understandable for the recruiters who's reading the resume. And even while the interview process, when they see it, okay, they notice that okay, this person has uh, like taken ownership in the past, and they can like technically be PMs and drive a given product in a way they would like to.
Gotcha. And were you quantifying to business impact or to technical impact?
So it was a mix of both. Like for the I had like built like separate resumes for the business analyst kind of roles and the PM roles.
Mm,
PM roles were more from a business impact POV,
mm,
and the analyst one was like little more technical.
mm,
So I felt like making a distinction between the two kind of helps, because as a PM, it's all about numbers.
mm,
You're supposed to justify growth and impact a lot more than okay, they don't really care about the technical nitty-gritties on how exactly you increased
mm.
performance or those
Yeah.
things. It's all about numbers. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll obviously put your LinkedIn so people can check it out on how and what you did there. L- Another question a lot of my community members asked is like, what kind, because you didn't have like PM experience. So did you do like a lot of PM projects or like personal projects that helped you kind of did this? And then also, how did you improve your product sense? This is probably going into the interviewing part, but we'll still stick to the profile part.
Yeah, so in my case, I didn't really have like a lot of PM projects per se. I It was like completely with the fact that I had like 4 years of almost 4 years of
Mm.
work experience.
So you
Uh,
just kept using
So
that.
I just leveraged that, and on top of that, when I was in my undergrad, I had also worked in a couple of research projects. So I interned in Indian Institute of Science as a research intern. I worked at TCS as a machine learning intern. All of it during my undergrad, which I was able to again pitch in on my resume, and I had like a couple of publications as well,
Mm,
uh, which I again put it out there because even that's a trait of a PM. Like, how do you do your research? How can you portray yourself as someone who can get into the complete detail, like details part of a given feature and analyze it, research it, and then give actionable insights. So again, those things also probably did play a role. I didn't have any separate projects per se, but if I were to go back and redo my process, then I would surely add more personal projects.
mm.
That would help boost my profile even more.
Okay. Another question they asked is, were there any conferences, resources, career fairs that you went to that helped you?
Yeah, so I would like to believe that career fairs did play a major role in
Mm,
how I approached like talking to recruiters and in my interviews especially. So in my case, we had the industrial roundtable. So when I went there, I felt like okay, I had a shot at probably converting and do a good job there, but I completely flunked it. Like didn't go well at all. Like I had the realization of why it didn't go like after the career fair ended. So
mm,
my understanding from all of it was that the career fair has around like thousands of students coming in. We had like around 400 companies as well, but still that meant that there were huge queues for each company, and I could probably just talk to 10 or 11 companies at the end of it all. And when I finished my career fair, when I sat back and I thought about it, I couldn't remember the names of almost all the recruiters I spoke to. And
mm,
if I can't remember their names, they speak to around 700, 800 students or even more in those 2 days. How are they expected to remember me? So
mm,
I realized I didn't have any lasting or memorable conversation with any of them. So I realized I need to change my approach. I can't just go there and give my resume and show like just give out my elevator pitch and say okay, this is who I am, this is why you need me. That's not enough. You need to like do a lot more research going into talking to them in these career fairs. So I tweaked my approach and I went to the SWE conference.
mm,
That was in October, and there I'd ensured that I had an Excel sheet with the list of companies I was going to talk to and interesting facts about them, the roles that they have open, apply to them if possible, and also like find interesting information that would probably I can squeeze in a story related to that, which makes
mm,
sense to them, the recruiters who's there. So that approach helped me a lot. When I was standing in those queues, I would again look at those spreadsheets and see, okay, this is the company I'm going to, this is the information A, B, C, which I need to talk about. So that helped me, and I got a interview from the conference from Cummins. So I kind of like to believe that it paid off. Though I didn't do well in the interview, like the roles didn't match with what I had worked on, but still I was like pretty happy with the fact that okay, I could take learnings out of a previous experience and implement it successfully in the next conference.
Okay, so you would recommend people to go to career fairs and conferences if they can.
Yeah, for sure. Like going to these will definitely help make you understand, okay, this is not just you who is here applying for jobs. You can, it kind of gives you a reality check on, okay, how many students are here trying to
Mm,
look for jobs and talking to recruiters. Like the conferences easily will have like 20,000 people who are there looking for jobs. So it's a very difficult place to be, but also gives you a lot of motivation to work even more, put in more effort, and try to land a job offer. So, yeah, for sure.
mm. Amazing. So you had just two interviews, Microsoft and Cummins, or did you have other interviews as well?
The third one was ServiceNow, which was like in a recruiter call. All three of them I got in the same week, so I had zero calls till end of October, and all three of them happened all together. So and
It's wild, like August, September, October, 3 months, three interview calls, all the top companies.
Yeah,
Great.
I mean, yeah, like luck does play a major role in giving that out as well.
Yeah.
I that people say when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
So that just happened in my case, and the again, all of them happened at the same time, and when I saw Microsoft giving a call back, and that's always been my top choice company for a PM role, I was just taken aback, and I decided to put in all my efforts in preparing
Mm,
for that interview.
mm,
So that worked out well.
got it. Okay. Um, let's go more now from the cracking the interview part, because it is one thing to get an interview call, but it is extremely hard to crack PM interviews, especially when you don't have PM experience, especially when it's Microsoft, because their interviews are not easy. So what kind of preparation did you do? Like, yeah, how did you prepare for the interview,
Yeah.
and what's the
So
interview process?
yeah, like I had around 2 weeks to prepare for the interview. Like
Mm.
I'm still very thankful that they gave me 2 weeks to prepare because I hadn't done a whole lot of PM preparation prior to me receiving that interview call.
Yeah,
So
because the entire preparation goes into getting an interview call.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like 100%, I would say 90% it's down to you getting a call, and the last 10% is you converting the interview, which is
That's so funny, right? Like you spend so much amount
yeah,
of energy to get an interview call, and when you get an interview call, you spend so little amount to convert it.
yeah.
So, but yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, I would like to believe that converting it's much easier than actually getting the call. That's what I say to everyone. It
Okay.
getting the call is the most difficult part.
Mm,
Once you get that, of course, there's a lot of pressure on you to convert it. And thankfully, they did give me 2 weeks, so I decided to use that as much as possible to convert that into an internship offer. So, in terms of resources, I had enough resources with me. I had like spoken to other people, and I mainly used three things. Firstly was the Cracking the PM Interview book, which is
mhm.
pretty famous. I had
Yeah.
already read it before. I decided to give it a read again just to brush up on the concepts. And the second thing was a website called Try Exponent.
Mm,
So this is a website which Podium EM folks, they gave us free subscription to access that platform.
nice.
So that one had a course called Product Management Interviews,
Mm,
which gives you like on the different approaches PM takes and a lot of questions and insights on the interview process for PMs. So that helped me a lot. I think that had around 100 videos, and I was just watching them, and that gave me a lot of learnings. And thirdly, there's a YouTube channel called Diego Granados.
mm, yeah.
He has a lot of videos like
He's
in a
also
playlist.
Microsoft PM, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So his videos helped a lot as well. So
Mm,
those three were the resources I used. And one more thing, in the Try Exponent website, you have the option to do mocks with other people. So I did around 20 mocks over those 2 weeks with other aspirants. So that website also gave me a source of networking rather than just giving mocks. So even these guys are people who are looking to switch with varied levels of experience. I spoke to some of them who were like master students, some of them with 10 years of experience who are looking to pivot into a
To be.
different company. So that was like a wonderful way to connect with people. I spoke to one person from Amazon who was like a software development manager, and like it gave me a way to even pitch myself to people from other companies, which I could not be able to do otherwise. So even the people who I was giving my answers to, they were pretty impressed, and I in fact got a positive response from one of my fellow mock reviewers who said that if at all Microsoft doesn't work out, reach out to me. I'll probably like set you up with something. So that website did play a big role in my prep process, and the actual interview was 3 rounds of back-to-back interviews on a single day. So I had like a mix of behavioral and product. One round was just on AI because I had worked on a bit of AI in the past. So they just spoke about the future of AI and asked my thoughts on where do I think AI is heading. I felt like that was more of an interview where the interviewer was trying to gauge how I was able to like present my thoughts, like what was the clarity with which I was able to speak. So I felt that round was more along those lines. And then there was another round on just product design, the traditional PM interview round. And the third round was a mix of everything. I had behavioral, product design, root cause analysis, product strategy. Everything I read in the book, all of them came wrapped in a single interview in my final third
And all
round.
these are like 1 hour.
All of them was 1 hour. You get 5 minutes of break between each of them. So you get done with it in a
Was this
sprint.
in person or was this online?
Oh, this was online. I think they used to do in person in the past, but I think post COVID, it's
They realized
it's
like we
online.
can save cost.
Yeah, yeah. I would love if they go back to in person. You can technically,
Yeah,
uh,
you can show your
yeah,
personality. You
yeah,
can like you can meet people. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so three main resources: mock interviews, and then I'm assuming you also did mock interviews with your roommates, and
yeah,
probably like I don't know if Purdue MEM helped you in the mock interviews as well, but all so you practiced a lot, you learned a lot, and then you figured out like, okay, this one is product sense, this one is strategy, this one is root cause, and you had your stories probably ready for if they ask me this, then I'm gonna answer it this way. Is
yeah.
that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So especially in terms of behavioral and stuff, it's essential that you have like a given set of stories lined up which you can incorporate in the STAR method. Like I did a lot of behavioral interview mocks with my again roommates and friends as well to see how my answers are sounding. And another important tip I got was to record yourself while speaking, and then you yourself judge and see how do you think it's being played out. Would you hire yourself if you give that answer? So it's more like of a
Did you
talking.
do that? Did you do that?
Yeah, I did that for like my behavioral questions for some of them. So I think it's better than talking to a mirror. Like
Yeah.
especially the audio is a very different form. So I felt like that kind of helped me rephrase some of the answers that I had in mind.
Mm.
Uh, so that did help a fair amount for sure.
And how much time did you spend preparing? So
Uh,
2 weeks, but like every day, 8 hours,
yeah,
10 hours.
every day 10 hours, like didn't go to any class, skipped my on-campus job. So it was just
You
non-stop
were
prep.
in the room,
Yeah.
just kind of prepping
Yeah,
for it.
I mean, that was primarily because I procrastinated a lot. I should have done a lot of prep beforehand. If I had done that, I probably wouldn't have been in that position.
Mm.
So the fact that I hadn't done a lot of prep meant that I needed to do as much as possible in that given time frame and squeeze in as much time as possible. So uh,
Mm.
that ended up being that way, but I would have liked it if it was much more easier than what I actually had to go through.
Yeah. You started the internship. This was summer internship, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay. You started it. You obviously were surrounded with the brightest mind, I'm assuming. Was it overwhelming that, oh my gosh, like I have to like prove myself to be a PM here? Because ultimately you might also want to convert this. So how hard was it to be a PM intern without a PM experience?
Yeah, a lot of imposter syndrome to begin with. Uh, just the fact that a lot of the people who were there, they did have like prior PM experience. Like some of them were PMs with Apple and TikTok before like coming in. Because the vast majority of interns were undergrads who had the opportunity to do multiple internships. So they could do internship in the first year, second year. So they were a lot of people who were having prior experience of working in the PM space. So in that sense, I felt like I needed to do a lot of catch up, just in the fact that I haven't really been a PM before. I don't know what exactly I am supposed to do. So yeah, I was feeling a bit out of place for the first couple of days, but my team was pretty supportive and they gave me enough time to settle in and understand the feature that they were working on. And my team was on Excel. So Excel is again a product which a lot of people have used, myself included.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, this is a product very commonly used. I should be able to handle it easily. But I realized how wrong I was when I saw this a lot more than that it meets the eye. So many more features that people traditionally don't use. It's not necessary that every user ends up using those features. Some of them are just for power users
Mm.
and other business users. So I had enough time to work, like get an understanding on okay, how does this work, and build enough knowledge around the feature space. So once I did that, I felt like I could dive in and contribute effectively. And a lot of credit also goes to the interview prep that I had. That kind of widened my thought process as well, because when I was like doing my interview prep with different product sense questions, I started to look at everything around me from a product standpoint,
Mm.
especially during those 2 weeks. If I would see an umbrella or a table or a chair, I would start thinking, okay, who are the possible users? What the pain
Yeah.
points that they can
Yeah.
have? What features can I incorporate for them? Those 2 weeks kind of shaped my mindset in a way. Okay, change my tuning essentially from an engineer where we just look at solutions. How exactly can I solve this? And
Mm.
from that to the fact that okay, what exactly is the problem? Who's facing it? How can I then look at like solving that problem? Or like, have I done everything? Have I covered all aspects? So that kind of widened the thought process overall for me. And when I actually went and did my internship, I found it very effective and helpful to pitch in ideas that were not thought of before. So
Mm.
PMs need to have a mix of out of box thinking as well as being able to solve certain aspects in a straightforward
Yeah,
manner.
it's ideation and execution both.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's it's a mix of everything. So I felt like that did help me a lot,
Mhm.
and my prior experience also meant that I was able to communicate and network effectively with my teammates.
Mm.
So that did play a role in my overall internship experience. So starting off, I felt, is it the right fit for me? But toward by the end of my internship, I felt like okay, made the right call by pivoting to PM.
So you got the interview, I mean, you got the offer in the first semester. You
Yeah,
had the second semester at Purdue,
yeah,
and then you went for summer internship.
yeah,
Now that you know this, if you were to do it again, would you do differently in your second semester to prepare for internship? Like,
yeah.
what would you do differently? Like, okay, now that I understand what I felt in PM internship, because I'm assuming people will be watching this and they are preparing themselves for PM internship. What should they do if they have time in hand?
Yeah, so for sure, I didn't do a lot of prep per se because I wasn't sure what to expect.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, exactly.
so I kind of like slacked off a lot in my second semester and just enjoyed it, to be very honest.
Yeah, because
Uh,
you were relaxed. It's like,
yeah,
finally I
I
have
I
something. Yeah.
I didn't do much during the second semester, but probably I would have done a bit more prep on PM
Mm.
stuff. Like I didn't have any certification as such in the domain. Probably done more certification courses
Mm.
and boosted my profile even more because when I did get my internship, I was like fairly confident of converting it because Microsoft did have like a very high conversion rate. So I kind of relaxed myself and slacked off, which I shouldn't have. Probably should have put in a little more effort in prepping there and probably even tried aggressively for spring co-op because after I got my summer internship, I didn't really pursue a spring co-op opportunity as much because I
Like, I
felt,
got
yeah,
Microsoft. Why do I need
yeah,
anything else?
yeah. So I felt like probably should have put in a bit more effort there
Yeah, but
in
like,
that sense. But
but you were saying like, yes, you obviously didn't do it, but if you were to go back in time, you probably spend time understanding more product management, what product managers do,
yeah,
especially what product managers at Microsoft do, and yeah, like more understanding of how to be a product manager is where you would have spent time.
yeah, for sure. And there were other skill sets also of a PM which I feel would have been very handy. Like Figma is highly
Mm.
used, and I
Mm.
did not know Figma before starting my internship. In fact, after starting my internship, also I did not know it, and I was asked to build a click-through prototype in Figma for my
Mm.
feature, and I had to ask them, okay, I have no idea. Please give me resources to learn. So I learned Figma during the internship and did that, but that kind of thankfully worked out, but doesn't fly all the time. It's a lot of companies do expect that you bring those skill sets with you when you're starting your internship. So uh, probably knowing those things in advance would make a difference for sure.
Mm. What is a Microsoft PM intern culture like?
Yeah, culture is amazing. Like it was everything that I expected it to be.
It was
Uh,
in-person
Yeah,
internship, right?
yeah. This was in Redmond in person, and there were so many interns. I think 1,500, 1,600 interns. I don't know the exact number. I'm pretty sure it will be in that range. And there were so many new people to meet because we have been holed up in a college atmosphere for almost a year, and then you finally step out back into the corporate world after a fair amount of time, and then it's logical to feel kind of out of place for the first couple of days, but they welcomed all the interns wonderfully, had an amazing orientation week, and also ensured that they had a lot of activities scattered throughout the internship to ensure that we make the best use of our time at Microsoft. Like they also organized a hackathon where we could put in our skills, work with other team members, and it was a global hackathon, so I could work with folks from India and other
Mm.
places as well to build products. So that was a wonderful experience as well. And beyond all of that, they also took us to soccer games, basketball games, everything that you would want an internship experience to have beyond just work. I felt like they delivered on that front as well. So I absolutely loved it.
Mm. Does Microsoft have same thing like free food and all of it or no?
I think it depends on the office. I think in California office you get free food. The Seattle one doesn't give you free food.
Wait, what?
Uh,
In the
uh,
headquarters they don't have it?
I think it was down to, I don't know, like some people say that California, every company gives free food.
Yeah,
So I think it's more a state-based thing that I think
interesting.
due to which there we don't get free food, we have to pay for it. But it's a subsidized
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah,
rate.
yeah.
But still, you don't want to spend every day on lunch. So I was just packing lunch every day
Mm.
and going. I didn't mind it. I was pretty happy to just be there. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know if the culture for full-time employees also similar?
Full time, yeah, in terms of like work culture is pretty similar. It is a little more hectic than an internship experience, especially for, I can talk from a PM point of view. I don't really have as much awareness on the software side. For a PM, I was responsible for just one feature and deliver it end to end. But in the case of an actual full time PM, they have like 4 or 5 features that they are responsible for, and you work on them parallelly. and
Mm.
try to ensure that you deliver all of them. So it is a little more hectic than an internship experience, personally, I would feel. So in that sense, work is more hectic, but also the culture is amazing. People are always receptive. You can talk to people freely at any time. You can reach out, set up meetings.
Mm.
No one is unapproachable in the company. So I felt that was an amazing thing to have, because culture is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's very
That's why
difficult to have.
I've also heard like the stats like Microsoft has the longest retention because people like to mm, stay, and a lot of
Yeah.
people like to have their retirement company as Microsoft. So
Yeah, for me also. Like even I have that as a retirement company. Like I didn't expect to get in early, but I did see at some point in the future I would want to get in there.
mm,
So the culture does play a big role. Like
yeah,
even when I spoke in my interviews, I made sure that I incorporated their culture points,
values.
yeah,
Yeah.
the mission statement, everything into my answers as well. So culture is a big part in everything they do, for sure.
Mm, nice. So you converted that into full-time offer. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And what do you think worked in your favor to convert into full-time? Like because you didn't know Figma, you're like,
Yeah,
oh, like this is gonna go downhill, but
yeah.
you still were able to convert it. And I know not everybody was able to convert their Microsoft internship. So what do you feel like?
Uh,
This, mm,
the they just primarily look at your performance and how receptive you are to learning new things.
mm,
So it is not essential that you're supposed to be aware of every single thing that a PM is supposed to do. If that
mm,
were the case, they would just hire people with prior PM experience and get on with it. But the fact that they value how much you're able to learn out of an internship, it is a overall picture of 12 I think 12 weeks in
mm,
total that they are painting. So you would have to see how exactly a given intern has progressed. So growth mindset is a big deal at Microsoft. So
mm,
it's not essential that you know everything, but you have the capability to learn it and then implement it in your tasks and then deliver it finally.
mm,
So that kind of like encapsulates the intern's performance. But beyond that, there's also like other things at play. There are a lot of layoffs as well. So you need to have headcount in your organization if you need to have a chance at getting a full-time offer. So
mm.
that is just down to luck.
What
So
about relationship with your team? Like, does that play a factor or no?
Uh, for internship, not as much.
Mm,
The performance is the biggest criteria, and
mm,
then it's the business need. So, of course, it does play a role into the performance aspect as well. Like if you don't network with people, especially as a PM, your manager is not going to give you a glowing review or anything. So you are supposed to have the
mm,
camaraderie and relationship with all the other PMs as well. So I did that, and my manager was pretty happy with how I had done my internship overall. So then it was just down to the business need, and thankfully they did have openings, so I managed to get the offer.
amazing. If before we wrap, let's say you were planning to come again to Purdue and start your entire journey again, or not necessarily Purdue, but like if an international student is planning to come in fall 2026, what should be their roadmap if they want to become, they want to get a PM internship or want to become a PM?
Yeah, nowadays, again, a lot of sectors have started to take in PMs as well. It's not necessarily that PMs, the role of PM is being diminished. The idea of what a PM does is changing day by day.
Mm,
So if someone's like looking to come in and become a PM, it's essential that you start working on your profile and boosting it before coming here. You need to ensure that you have the right set of skill sets that a PM needs. Like the odds of someone with no PM experience to getting a PM offer is extremely low. It is like no matter what anyone says, it doesn't mean that okay, if a person X has got it, then even Y is gonna get it without
mm,
experience. So if possible, try to probably get some PM experience beforehand, just to keep yourself in a better stead. It would help you in terms of a relative competition. So probably like try working as a PM back in India as well if you can. If you do have the opportunity, I would highly recommend doing so. And also have like coffee chats with other PMs and see if this is the right fit for you. It is not necessarily that PM might be what you're actually aspiring for. Initially, even when I was looking at PMs, I thought it was kind of a fad. Like a lot of people were just going to become a PM just because, okay,
It's a
uh,
glorified
yeah,
role now.
yeah. So I felt like, okay, it's even I was probably 20% in that bracket only.
Mm,
So I kind of felt like PM was the right fit for me just based on how my prior experience was and how I was handling myself around people. So I would surely ask everyone to like talk to people, network with people, and see if it's the right fit before making the plunge. And
mm,
the fact that PM openings are like are not a lot, but they're there for sure. But you have to be more receptive to other roles as well. If you're coming to the US, it's not a necessity that if you're coming to the US, a PM role is a sure shot. So you would have to be open to the fact of applying to other kind of roles as well, which is in program management and other similar relevant roles where you can leverage your resumes and probably get offers. So I would say it's a mixture of networking, applying, and be in the right mental mindset to survive in the US because it's not an easy place to be.
mm. Okay, so if I were to summarize, first is like real try to have some PM experience before even coming to United States. Second is network with existing PMs either in United States or around you, so that way you know that yes, that is exactly what I really want to do. And even in PM you may be like, I want to be product marketing manager and not
Yeah,
necessarily a core PM or a growth PM,
yeah,
etc., or a platform PM or integration PM, blah blah blah. So you figure out that, then start building your profile and resume before coming to United States.
yeah,
You come to United States with that resilient mindset that it's gonna be hard, and I have to be open with other two other roles, so that way if PM doesn't work, program management, business analyst, I can go to other things, have the right tribe of group of people, and then yeah, have that mindset that it is gonna work out. I just have to keep giving my efforts.
yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Like you kind of summarized all of it
Yeah,
perfectly.
and then
So
starting from day one and
yeah,
not being relaxed like Vignesh did after like, oh, I got
yes,
Microsoft, so I'm
yes.
just gonna.
Please don't do that. Yeah,
But you did all the hard work for Microsoft, so you scored Microsoft.
yeah.
Yeah. What is the typical like salary range for Microsoft internships?
It's between $50 to $60 an hour. Uh,
Wow.
so,
Okay.
people who do prior internships in Microsoft get paid more as well. So it's usually in that bucket.
Got it. Okay. So for people who don't know, that's like 50, let's assume $50 per hour. So that's like $2,000 per week.
Yeah,
And that's $8,000 per month.
yeah,
And you do 3 months, so that's roughly 24,000. But you didn't do any other co-ops, right? You only did Microsoft.
yeah. So I only did Microsoft, and I'm doing the accelerated program because you do have the option to graduate in 1.5 years as well in Purdue.
Oh, God.
So if without doing co-ops, just a summer internship as well, you can technically graduate in December and join full time earlier. So that's the approach I took.
Mm.
So I would start in February as a full time employee. So yeah,
Nice. Okay, got it. Cool. Amazing, man. This has been such a great journey to share with everybody. I learned a lot, and I know there will be many aspiring PMs who wants to pivot their profile. So I'm sure they'll reach out to you as well after this podcast. But thank you again for doing this. And again, I can't wait to meet you. Hopefully in Seattle, and maybe you give me a tour of Microsoft, and we can film another video or so. But until our next one.
keep smiling, keep hustling.
Nice. Okay.